NewsBiscuit. Real fake news.
Welcome to NewsBiscuit, the UK's original fake news. NewsBiscuit. To comedy, what the Winter Olympics is to camel racing. I'm your host, Wrenfoe, and I'm joined by two people who are now one step closer in the line of succession. Ian Searle.
Hello.
And Dan Sweryt.
Hello.
This month sees US launch democracy at Iran in the form of missiles. And that's half the press, guys. That's only just happening now. We're breaking that news. I mean, obviously, by the time I edit this podcast and it goes out in a month's time, when there is no Iran, it won't seem so edgy. But right now,
world.
Yeah, indeed. Sorry, I should carry on. Peter Mandelson, the Prince of Darkness, surprises everyone by being a wrong-un. And Prince Andrew is arrested. There's no punchline there. We just thought it was funny. And that brings us to our first round user brief, where our panelists select their favourite headlines. Ian, what can you start us with?
Knife incident at private school. Pupil arrested after using the wrong one for fish. The BBC say none of our paedophiles were named in the Epstein files.
Doesn't that make you proud to be British? Although on one level, of course, what this does mean is this is perhaps the best sign that the British Empire has declined, in that our elite paedophile cannibals cannot move in the same social circles as the Epstein group. It's sad. Our paedophile cannibals, you see them just walking the streets, going through the bins. They can't get fresh babies to eat at all.
Repairing commons, MPs to use Bibby Stockholm instead. It's a lovely visual picture, that.
And they've still got E. coli on there. Is that?
Yeah, well,
keep it
that's
on
not
there.
a deal breaker, Dan. If that means
No. I'm
there.
just wondering if it's got its own suite for anybody who visits.
I mean, the cost of repairing the commons is like crazy money. My uncle's an electrician. He's just a very ordinary electrician, but he was part on the initial gig to look into repair the electrics in House of Commons, and he said it's just horrendous. He says you drill for a wall and then you just find foxes and things. He says it's just unbelievable.
Is that where all our bears and wolves have gone?
Yeah, it's an absolute death trap. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and of course you dig down low, and then you're into the elite paedophile cannibal tunnels. And maybe that's what they don't want us digging up. They're a bit sort of, no, don't open that door. Why not? No, not that door.
I thought you were going to start that with my uncle's an MP.
No, I come from.
And it went a really weird way, and you said electrician.
No, my uncle, he's just an ordinary electrician, and he did the electrics in the Tottenham Stadium, and he's a West Ham fan, and he said inside under all the electrics and stuff, he marked little kind of hammer signs all throughout the stadium, so that's why Tottenham are cursed. Keep their hand in that.
Being a tradesperson is not a bad thing to be at the moment if you want to get into Parliament, because the plumber's just been elected for the Green Party. So
the Greens. I mean, I lean in that slightly progressive direction anyway, so I quite like it. But what I've really enjoyed is the absolute sour grape of the Labour Party in losing. They are a horrendous bunch of losers. They're really bad, and their campaign was mad. Labour Party. They were going around going, the Green Party, and this came out of Keir Starmer's own mouth. The Green Party is going to give everyone heroin and crack, and you're like, what are you on? They had a poster campaign right beside some of the polling stations saying the Green Party is going to turn your daughter into a prostitute, and you're going, where are you going with this?
Is this are we in the True Biscuits?
Yeah, I know. I swear, and it's the kind of stuff that you, even if Reform did it, you go, oh, that's a bit much. But the Labour Party, it just shows how little they've got to offer in terms of their own ideas, their own identity, in that they're just grabbing anything they can.
And I just want to check here for a moment, but Dominic Cummings has actually left Parliament. He's no longer working there.
I think Dominic Cummings would find the whole situation quite funny, because I mean, whatever else about Cummings is he's very kind of real politics, you know. He sees data and goes, no, people are going to vote for the Greens, and he wouldn't be in such denial. But the other big thing that they've been pushing the Labour Party in after the election is that apparently it's all these terrible Muslim people and their families all voting together. And you're going, well, that's what families are allowed to do, I think. And he's going, they're all these extreme fundamentalist Muslims coming in and voting. And you're going, the Green Party is led by a gay Jewish guy. It doesn't sound like the voting voting pattern of a fundamentalist Muslim kind of cabal. If anything. And they voted. They've also voted for a white working class female plumber. Again, this doesn't feel like. Yeah. Anyway, if you're going to pitch a narrative, it at least has to make sense. Right. Carry on, Ian. What else you got?
Royal Lodge. Police continue to search for Andrew's conscience.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be the first guy to go in there though with like a UV light, would you?
No.
No.
You go, oh my God,
CSI.
it's all over the ceiling. How is that possible?
Is it that or is it urine? Oh, never mind. It's all the same.
Wouldn't be sweat though, would it?
It
That's the one
No.
thing. No sweat.
Just the other three things that you realize.
That's
And
maybe
lots
why
of
he
it.
doesn't sweat. It's not because the Falklands. He's so dehydrated for the amount of semen he is ejaculating every day that he's
It's like a
incapable of-
fountain. That's what that fountain does at the front.
And Prince Andrew would describe it as the fountain of youth in order to lure people.
Oh, there's a whole
tremendous.
sitcom that could last one episode here
Yes.
before it's
then-
taken off air.
Yeah, or would be, executed. It would be one or the other. Anything else, Ian?
Just one final one. The Met Office call Andrew in for interview and put Emily Mattis on standby.
I mean, he's done for, isn't he? But him and Mandelson, which is joyous. Is it a Chinese proverb or a Japanese proverb? Whereabout if you sit beside a river long enough, you will see the body of your enemy float by.
There's a sweepstake on it about who's going to come next, and you've got it written down, not ready.
Yeah, surely the old Chinese proverb's only going to work so long as you're sitting downstream of them. If you're sitting upstream, you're going to have a bloody long wait.
Yes, that is true. Well done, Ian. You've deconstructed that Chinese proverbs. Now watch their culture crumble.
Sorry, guys.
He's looked into the logistics of it, right? It doesn't make sense. Damn it.
Don't go. Don't open Chinese fortune cookies with you.
Yeah, you know what, Ian? He's a real
Just,
killjoy. It says you'll find love, but I think you'll find statistically.
Well, statistically, love will find you.
Yes. But only if you're waiting on the right side of the river, you'll see your wife float by. Oh, there she goes. They just interviewed Hillary and Bill, haven't they? As
Yeah.
part of it. And both of them did the whole kind of, well, we know nothing about this routine. Despite the fact that, Maxwell's kind of front row at their daughter's wedding and everything. I've never met the woman in our life before, apart from the 17 times Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House while I was president.
What's this picture of you in a hot tub? That's not a hot tub. That's a hot tub time machine.
It's just a very big bath. Don't you have a big bath?
Yeah, it's one of my bars.
Is that a young girl in the bath with you? No, that's just a buoyancy aid. Is it? How old is that buoyancy aid? 14? I mean, 16?
Has she been redacted? No, that's a balaclava.
Yes, there's a lot of people wearing balaclavas in all the Epstein photographs. They're not redactions.
It's
Well,
like,
to be
it's like the
fair-
IRA.
No, to be fair,
Oh, God, that's genius. All the provisional IRA are in the Epstein files.
yeah, but to be fair, if you see the state of undress that most of them are in, it was probably pretty cold, so that could justify the balaclava.
Yes, because you lose most of your heat for your head, don't you,
Yes.
Ian? And
Oh,
so
you
wearing a
definitely do.
balaclava while naked in a hot tub, that's probably the most sensible way to go. See, it all makes sense now. They should get us on the defence team for Hillary and Bill. We'd get them off. We're going with the balaclava defence lads. Right, brilliant. Thank you, Ian. Dan, what are your headlines?
Trump tells Supreme Court they weren't tariffs, they were special economic operations. Russian oligarchs could be limited to £2 million donations, warns Boris Johnson. 90% of UK court backlog is due to royal family litigation.
And the thing is, everyone's gone. People who are ultra monarchists, and there are a few in the country, and these people are mentally unwell, but it doesn't matter. They do the whole thing of, oh yeah, Andrew's horrendous, but everyone else in the royal family is absolutely fine. And you're like, going, oh guys, you just. I don't know. I mean, I know people who've worked for the royal family. I know people who've been servants now. I know people who've worked as police officers as part of their, security detail. And there's definitely more than one wrong un in the bunch. And I include William in that.
He's the one reptilian lizard who's getting, even the reptilian lizards aren't looking after Andrew anymore.
Yes.
Pensioners struggling with student loan repayments. If you're a young person, look at the price of a house. It's so ridiculous. You might as well buy smashed avocado on toast because you're never going to be able to afford it.
And
now
live
student
under
loan.
that toast.
That's it. Yeah.
You use it as a rudimentary kind of roof. You and your 4 kids gather underneath.
Well, I think Ian's going to point out how watertight avocado is, smashed avocado is, isn't he?
I was just, because I've literally just had that for breakfast. I was thinking it's a nice colour. I'd like to see it.
It would keep the tiles watertight, wouldn't it?
It's probably very insulating. Put a bit of olive oil on there. It's lovely and watertight.
Yeah.
This is a very middle-class podcast.
Again.
I don't think I've ever been described as middle class before.
You didn't stop banging on about avocado then.
I think it's because all the young people were never going to get there, so we're all getting dragged up.
Yeah, when the Ugg boot fits, as the phrase goes.
Keir Starmer now 11th in line for news headlines.
Well, I saw on the BBC website, because I was looking at obviously the Iran bombing this morning, and it's got like full story down is Cruz Beckham has put together a little band. I'm like, that's the 4th most important thing happening now? All right, then.
Which Beckham is that? There's a Cruz Beckham.
There's a Cruz.
How
they
many
were all
Beckham?
named after places where they were conceived.
Yeah.
I think so. He was named
Cruz.
like that because they were cruise control in the car at the time.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's spelt like Penelope Cruz, so I don't really want to go.
Oh,
figure
they're
out
on top
that,
of Penelope Cruz. Has that happened? And she's off.
Yeah, that's it.
No. Saga Cruz, you get those as well. They're much older. Yeah. So this brings us to True Biscuit, where our panel has to guess which is a real headline and which is a fake one. Dan, we'll start with you. What have you got?
Winter Olympics hit by penis enhancement controversy.
Sorry, there's a penis enhancement happening at the Olympic Games.
Yes, there's a controversy about penis enhancement at the Winter Olympic Games.
Dan was getting a bit emotional at the end because his own penis enhancement application was rejected.
It was described as a controversy by the doctor. At best.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dan applied to the arts panel rather than the Olympic panel.
And they said, no, this is not art.
No, we're gonna just do a production of Macbeth instead.
This is not art. Stop sending the photo.
Even the collage, which admittedly was tastefully put together, is not technically art. What was the nature of the controversy? Too big? Too small?
No, ski jumpers have been injecting acid serum into their genitalia to artificially increase the size.
What? Why would you do that? Hold on. If you're a skiing person, why would you want obviously to have a huge Todger is just fun anyway. Yeah. But why would you want it if you're skiing? Surely you want less stuff that's going to catch the wind and things.
That's what you think, but apparently if you enlarge the skin suit surface area around the crotch, gives ski jumpers greater lift and glides further in pursuit of gold.
Can you not just get the same effect? So it's all about like the ski suit they're wearing. Can you not get the same effect by doing what boys would do traditionally and girls would do traditionally, is stuff socks into the area to give it greater...
Yeah, but socks always, as we know, socks always move around when you try that kind of...
Yeah, but you still got that large surface area. That's my point, isn't it?
I know, but if you're up in the air on a ski jump and sock falls out the bottom of your ski suit, kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Could you not just... Again, I don't know what the rules are. Could you not just wear like those Gaza when he had those big comedy breasts and things like that? Can you not just wear some huge fat suit underneath and then you got some insane advantage? I still don't understand the aerodynamics of it.
In a sense, I can see that it would work because it'd be like having 3 skis.
Yeah.
You'd have an extra bit of lift, but I would have thought it was minimal that you could achieve with...
It might be more like a sail if you...
There's clearly a fine line then between getting a penis to a decent length that it helps you to the point where it gets so large that it's a hindrance.
I don't think there is.
I have this conversation with Mrs. Wrenfoe all the time. I say to her, look...
When you're ski jumping.
Yes. This is more of a help than a hindrance, I say, when she looks at me naked.
But if we take it to the extreme, not your particular scenario, but the ski jumping, if it's like up here somewhere and the suit's pulled up, that's like a massive sail. Surely that lifts you.
I just, for people who are visually impaired on our podcast, Dan is gesturing well above his... He's like doing a Mexican wave, but for a penis. Is that just...
There's no wave. There's no wave. This is like rigid.
Oh, he's fully engorged, people.
Well, you've got to keep the sail up. No one sailed the ship with a
Yes, no, sorry,
with a
isn't that-
floppy pole.
Well, isn't it, again, if you were from an emerging nation that couldn't afford these high tech illicit drugs and stuff, could you just tell someone to get an erection and that will
Yeah.
have the same effect?
I think that's what they're getting at.
Can I just say that phrase "emerging nation" created a horrible picture in my mind.
See, I don't normally watch the ski jumping or any of that stuff, for that matter, but I now might on the off chance that I'm going to see some strangely shaped.
You need a VPN. You need a VPN now.
Maybe there's some illicit steroid use, and then they shrunk their genitals, and then they have to increase them with. Oh my God, it's just one injection after another.
I know, until it's like that, or very small.
It's like
infinitesimally small.
It's like plumping your pillow at night, isn't it? You know, sometimes you over plump it and it's too much, then you flatten it. It's just you can't get it right. Yeah. It's the Goldilocks of the penis world. This one's too soft. This one's too.
The World Anti-Doping Agency Director General. Why he has to be a Director General? Why CEOs in a company?
What's he got to do with the BBC?
Yeah. Anyway, he was not aware of the claims of how it could improve performance, so he's as much in the dark as you two.
Yeah, but he's going to put some research into it. I tell you that now.
Yeah, he says if it was actually doping related, we don't address any other means of enhancing performance. So you could take a sale by the sound of it anyway.
Yeah, but I guess it means that, people who've got like breast implants and stuff, they're not sort of penalised.
Penalised.
Right.
He's been waiting to say that since the beginning of this story.
Ian, it's just you flying solo here. It's true or false? It's on you. No pressure.
I'd like a little bit of clarification if I can. It is purely the ski jumpers we're talking about. Yeah. Yes. Because I would imagine
the male ones.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Well, I guess also the female ones with penises were doing it as well.
Yeah.
It'd be a massive hindrance in the skeleton bob because you're so close to the ice on that thing anyway.
Yeah, it'd be dragging.
It'd be throwing sparks, Ian.
It would just, yeah. Oh, well, it might be counterproductive. The ice is so close, and the drugs and the ice would cancel each other out. The other thing was it suddenly explained to me why that dog was chasing after those people in the cross-country skiing.
Sausages.
Yeah. So I was going to go with false, but if we're looking at this small window of opportunity for improving it, I'm going to go true with this one.
It is true.
Right, Ian, what have you got?
The average wait in a post office queue is worse than the M25 rush hour.
And are we queuing in the post office in a car, or are we just queuing normally?
That would help, wouldn't it? That would stop all those.
Easier to get to the front.
Yeah. Plow through. Sad pensioners is bouncing off the top of the car. There should be. You're right. There should be a fast track, which is just based on the premise of kind of it's roughly that.
Yeah.
So you pass a parcel over the guy. Yeah, it's roughly that, and then it's sent. And you accept the fact sometimes you pay a little bit more, sometimes you pay a little bit less, and we're just guessing. Someone just goes like that with a hand, just balances, and 6 or 7. That's one for the kids. I'm just throwing that in there. Right, Dan.
6 or 7.
6 or 7.
Oh, that's 6, not 6.
6, 7?
6, 7. 6, 7.
Oh, they've got you doing it now.
I've got a kid just the right age.
Yeah, they're Muppets, that generation. That 6, 7 thing fucking pisses me off. I correct them. Whenever I see somebody do it, I go, it's 6 of one, it's half a dozen of the other. Don't fuck this up. You sound like an idiot.
So how is it? Like, what's the scale of the slowness?
When you join the queue to buy a first class stamp with only 2 people in front of you, but our data shows 94% of the time the person at the window is sending 11 parcels to eBay customers.
Yeah.
Just as they're about to leave you here, I'd better get a book of stamps as well while I'm at it. For some inexplicable reason, it adds at least another 10 minutes to your wait.
Well, you've got to get the mortgage application in to buy the book of stamps.
Yeah, exactly.
In fairness, that's the...
Yeah.
A lot of people don't buy stamps that regularly, and when we do, we are utterly shocked
Yeah.
by the cost.
I'm still paying off the stamps from my mum's birthday.
And I'm sure now most people now send all their personal posts through work.
Okay.
Oh, everyone's gone quiet on that one.
I know.
No, but I just think people have done the thing of, I'll just sneak it in with the work.
They're too busy putting the other letters in the same envelope and saying, "Can you pass it on? Can you send this one?"
Right then, Dan, is this true or false?
I've been in a post office queue and I've been on the M25.
Oh. This is lived experience.
This is just Ian targeting me.
gritty.
Really, it is. Yeah. False.
Correct.
What else we got, Dan?
Bird with fishing hook stuck in its beak visits emergency room for help.
Well, that's very sensible. What kind of emergency room did it go to? Did it go to like
It
a
went to
vet's?
it sought medical attention by pecking at the window of a German hospital's emergency room, and
So
it was
not-
a cormorant, if that makes any difference.
No.
Yeah, well, no.
I could see you both changing your mind there.
Cormorants. Oh, you say cormorants.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't smart enough to go directly to a vet, so they went to the hospital. So that in itself was foolish.
Well, maybe he was. The vet is extortionate.
Yeah.
Did Germany have
Oh.
free healthcare?
I think everyone's got free healthcare apart from the
Well, not.
Americans.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, then
we've
he's
all got-
a very sensible bird then.
I mean, we've all got versions of free healthcare. I mean, it's
Yeah,
insurance based, but essentially the entire world has, except for America.
He
who
probably
still hasn't figured it yet.
literally walked past the vets next door and then tapped on. Well, I'm not going there again. I'm still paying it off with my stamps.
And did the knocking at the window, was that greeted with sort of, come in, we shall fix out your little beak problem. That's me doing German, by the way.
Not the good kind of German.
No, nein. You're the good accents are over.
They did. They had a look, helped it, and then helped fixed it, and then released it back into the wild, into the park behind the hospital.
If I was watching this on Twitter, I'd be hitting the AI button straight away. I'd be there. Grok, is this real? In fact, I hadn't thought about that. That's what we should be doing with NewsBiscuit. Every time someone comes up with one of these, is this real?
No, what you should do is feed the stories directly into Grok, saying this is real, and then see how that messes up with Grok massively. Just
Makes no difference whatsoever.
Probably not. Well, this whole story of yours, though, Dan, it does speak to the efficiency of, and not playing to stereotype, but I mean, I'm saying the efficiency of the German healthcare system is that they can instantly prioritize a bird that is injured without disadvantaging the human patients. They've got no pun intended, they've got a window of opportunity, and they can
Not corridors full of dying people.
No.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, there's an undercurrent to the story that actually there were people dying and they just went, no, so fuck them. I do not like these people. But a bird, I love a bird. We should save the bird. But you others, you should die.
Well, the waiting room was full of birds with bird flu, different types of bird. And they just looked after the guy with the fish hooks in his face.
How big is a cormorant as well? They're quite substantial.
They're a couple of feet.
They're a hefty bird. I'm just saying, you let one into your hospital, you are potentially letting in a maniac who's going to fly everywhere and destroy
It's pretty much, like small penguin sized. Yeah.
But again, the Germans just went, no, we have this, we can do this.
We've got a common room.
Yes, just for this possible scenario.
Yeah,
we have
one was just coming out with a broken wing, just at the exact time they let that go.
Our health service is so well funded. We have a room for every type of bird, just on the off chance.
Yeah. It's a good job you weren't a pigeon today, because we're full of pigeons today.
Yeah, that just happens sometimes.
That's it. Yeah. They just tap on the window. They got a full belt into the window. Wings. They broke the window.
I was going to say, if a cormorant taps on your window, you're definitely responding to that. It's not like a subtle thing, is it? You go, oh, shit. Maybe they have a choice. Maybe the cormorant was quite imposing. So, let me in. You're like, okay.
Don't mess with this guy.
Don't touch us, big bird.
He runs the local bird mafia, this particular cormorant. And
It does sound like a crime boss's name, the Cormorant.
It's good, isn't it?
It does.
We're sort of scarring around his mouth. From all
Yeah.
the fish hooks that he's had in there, but don't explain it like a backstory thing.
That's going to enhance his reputation no end. You just look at you and you know you're in trouble.
You realise now we're like a Marvel script writing brainstorming kind of session. We're coming up with some great characters. The Cormorant. I would put a lot of money into this film. I mean, not my own, obviously. Someone else's money.
Post offices.
Yeah. Ian, is this true or false?
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with false on this one.
Well, I hope it's true. It's reported as true.
A Utah Police Department's use of artificial intelligence led to a police report stating that an officer had been transformed into a frog.
And this was like an emergency notice that they received through.
No, this was the report after the fact.
Okay.
Or the report. I thought it was a warning.
No.
Stop police officers turning into frogs.
The AI wrote the report, or the AI
Yes.
facial recognition. Oh, the AI wrote the report and added in this spurious frog-related detail.
Yes.
Why is metamorphosis part of most police reports? Because that's how AI works. It scrapes off a load of other reports that have been written recently, and then it goes, well, what's kind of usually written, and then that's what it produces.
Sorry, a report generated by the Draft One program mistakenly reported that an officer had been turned into a frog to automatically generate police reports from body camera footage in December.
I still don't.
That's even funnier that it saw the video. It must have seen a frog on the body cam and just assumed that he's turned into a frog.
Yes, no, I think you're right, Dan. I think that's probably the only way, because it won't have done it just from the dialogue alone.
No.
There's no prompt in that. Because AI only learns some sort of stuff that's there.
Unless
and
his partner shouted "Officer Ribbit" at some point.
Yeah, or they misheard him. So he was saying, "Oh, it's very foggy." But yeah, it could literally be there was some footage of a frog at one point, and the AI just logically went, "There's only a police officer in this movie, therefore that now is."
Oh, it's like when your radio communications just go out for a second, and it was on his partner, and it suddenly went a bit fuzzy, and then there was a frog there because it was pointing somewhere else. Oh, I must have transformed into a frog. Because
is it Occam's razor, the thing of whatever the most simple, straightforward solution? That's probably it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think AI very much kind of works on that as its premise. And you're right. See a frog, see a police officer, they must be the same person. Whereas, our brains work slightly differently on that one.
The AI has been trained to do Occam's razor. Do you know what I mean?
Is this where we discover that Sesame Street had a hand in,
Sergeant, the officer then said, "It's not easy being green."
Sergeant Rick Keel said, "I'm saving myself about 6 to 8 hours weekly now. I'm not the most tech-savvy person, so it's really very user-friendly."
Well, yes, I suppose he is saving himself a lot of time.
Yeah.
But it also means that these other police officers are having to now live in a pond.
Gradually metamorphizing.
In order to keep his set of AI slot lies going.
It looks like the Zootropolis Police Department. The zebra.
But I wonder if when the AI was, because you can talk to the AI after the event with this frog-related stuff. I wonder if it did its usual thing with it as an AI, going, "Oh yes, no, now that you said, yes, you're right. It clearly isn't a frog. Thank you for pointing that out.
He is a rabbit." No, he's not a rabbit either. You don't understand what's happening here.
But you said ribbit.
Yeah. You are a rabbit. No.
I mean, if it helps, it was on Fox News.
Right. Okay, Dan. True or false?
True. I'm going true.
I'm inclined to agree with you, probably. Ian?
Ian, slow down a bit now. Look.
Yeah, no, I've got to wait for this one. No, it is absolutely true. The body cam software and the AI reporting picked up on a movie that was playing in the background, which happened to be The Princess and the Frog.
Oh, genius. So also had the officer is not only a frog, but he's also from New Orleans all of a sudden. Brilliant. I mean, again, you can't blame the AI. I always think AI is like a really enthusiastic intern who just works really hard and will do anything, but you have to give it really precise instructions. When you say to the intern, "Can you just tidy the place up?" and you come back and they've set fire to the entire building, they've technically done what you asked. Everything is now wiped out and clean, but it's a blazing inferno.
They got their training data from the Israel military.
Yeah,
tidying the place up.
What's that horrible expression the Israelis used to use? Mowing the lawn.
Oh, don't, because Ian will say something about you can't mow the lawn.
No, it's very, very wet at the moment.
You can only mow the lawn upstream.
Yeah. And finally, we reach the magic 8 ball.
The magic 8 ball!
Each of our guests is going to give us their predictions for next month's news.
Alan Carr throws a housewarming party for his new Scottish castle and promptly murders all the guests.
FIFA Peace Prize winner starts another war.
And that brings us to the end of this episode. And I can reveal this month's winner is every conspiracy theorist. You were right. And I'd like to thank Ian Searle.
Thank you.
And Dan Sweryt.
Cheers.
And I leave you with these headlines. Disgruntled workers in poisonous gas factory say atmosphere was toxic. Floods minister is out of her depth. And Andrew's new royal residence is to be the Tower of London.
You've been listening to NewsBiscuit, free to read and free to write for. We accept submissions from any budding satirist, young or old. Visit newsbiscuit.com to submit headlines, stories, and to support new writers.
NewsBiscuit, real fake news.
I mean, people who complain about AI slopping animals and stuff, they clearly never saw those fantastic Journey movies that Disney did back in the 70s. Where a bear would make best friends with a jellyfish and a bumblebee, and then walk across the whole of America together. I mean, and people would watch it and go, oh yeah, that's exactly how it happened. They treat it like it was like a David Attenborough documentary, as opposed to this is some sort of fictitious thing.
Yeah,
the only way Disney's getting this march together is they're all on electrodes and they're shocking
with wires.
Yeah.
And you do know the classic, don't you? The absolute classic that has entered into popular culture about the lemmings.
Yes, the lemmings one is brilliant. Does Dan not know this one?
No.
Well, you know the concept of a lemming, isn't it? Is it's suicidal.
Yeah.
Hence the phrase. Ian, explain. Do you want to explain?
I mean, it's just so horrendous. It's so that firstly, they don't do that. It was people with buckets full of lemmings throwing them off a cliff, and worse than that, it wasn't even a cliff in the colder areas of the world as it was professing to be. It was a cliff in a desert that had been painted white to make it look like snow.
Yeah, so it's this Disney documentary on lemmings discovered that lemmings weren't very interesting, and then one of them went, "Yeah, but what if we chuck them off a cliff?"
You're going to tell me that they don't have green hair and wear purple clothes, Nick?
Do you know Disney used to take the stop off? Disney cruises used to stop off at the Epstein Island.
No.
Yes. Kids would go scuba diving at the Epstein Island.
So there's people in the Epstein files who were genuinely kids there. I'm like, huh? No.
And if you redacted Mickey Mouse, you'd still
see
know
the bit of
who it
black
was.
ear lights just sticking out the top of the.
Unless
It's mostly a silhouette already. That's
yeah.